and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making some chocolate cookies. I'm going to be making two different types. The first one is going to be a chocolate crinkle cookie. So it's a moist chocolate cookie. It's got a layer of powdered sugar on the outside. So when you bake it, it gets nice and crispy, gets that nice crackle on the top. And the second cookie is just going to be a really double chocolate cookie. So a chocolate cookie base with some chocolate chips. Before we get started, like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more content like this. So let's start with our chocolate crinkle cookie. And this one, we're gonna go ahead and get a head start on this one because it does take some time to sit in the refrigerator. I'm gonna be using my mixer today to mix this first cookie batter. You can certainly do this by hand with a hand beater or just by hand with a spatula. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mix everything into my mixer bowl right here. I'm going to put in 1 cup of sugar. So this is just regular granulated sugar. And I am cutting this recipe in half. I will link the full recipe in the description below. I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, just unsweetened, plain cocoa powder. I'm going to add 1 cup of oil. This is just standard light tasting oil, light tasting olive oil that I'm using. You can use vegetable oil, canola oil. And to that, I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just gonna go ahead and eyeball that. Okay, I have the whisk attachment on my mixer. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to turn that mixer on just to combine. And while that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add 2 large eggs. So that is nice and combined. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to prepare my dry ingredients. I'm gonna mix it in with the cocoa mixture. So for the dry ingredients, I'm using 1 cup of flour, all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give this a little bit of a mix just to combine everything. You notice that in this particular cookie recipe is oil-based, where the other one is going to be butter-based as the fat. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to gradually pour this in. So I have it on its lowest setting. Every now and then I'm gonna pull off that extra batter, pull it from the sides. Make sure we get everything combined. Again, if you're doing this by hand, just go ahead and use a whisk. One more scrape on the side of the bowl to make sure that we have all that flour incorporated. Again, it's going to be goopy. Okay, and we have our mixture. So this is going to be our batter for our first cookie. So this batter, they've taken the bowl and I've covered it with a little bit of plastic wrap. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this batter, this needs to sit in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get that in there. So I have my dough, it is right out of the fridge and is nice and firm. I'm gonna go ahead and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoop about 1-inch balls of dough. I'm gonna roll them in powdered sugar and I'm gonna lay them out on a cookie sheet. So I have lined my baking sheet with parchment paper. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my cookie dough, roll it out, roll it in powdered sugar, and then lay it out. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish the rest of these up and then we'll throw them in our oven. All right, so we have all of our cookies laid out evenly on an even layer on our parchment paper. We're gonna go ahead and pop these in our 350-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. And I'll see you when they come out. These are done. You can see that beautiful crinkle effect they have from that sugar. I'm I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let these cool on a rack while we prepare our next cookie dough. So our next dough is gonna be a pretty simple chocolate cookie. I have 6 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to mix with 3/4 cups of just plain granulated sugar. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of, about a teaspoon of vanilla. And 1 egg. Then I'm gonna go ahead and I've actually softened this butter so it should be nice and soft. And I'm gonna mix these together until they're mixed and nice and frothy. So this should mix for a few minutes. You can use a stand mixer for this or a handheld beater. All right, it's been a few minutes and I have mixed this up. What you want is a nice light yellow color and make sure that it's nice and creamy, get all that sugar dissolved. So now I'm gonna mix in my dry ingredients. Here I have 1 cup of flour, just all-purpose flour. And to that, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of cocoa, regular standard unsweetened cocoa. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, I'm gonna give that a good mix just to combine all of those ingredients together. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna mix that in with our butter mixture. Butter and sugar mixture. We're gonna mix everything just to combine. All right, we have everything nice and well combined. And to this, I'm gonna add some chocolate chips. I'm gonna add about 1/2 cup. But you could also add white chocolate chips, you could add nuts, anything you want to put in here. Then we're just gonna fold those in. Now I'm ready to scoop these out on my pan. I have my cookie sheet here and I have lined this with a clean piece of parchment paper. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna scoop maybe tablespoon full cookie drops just evenly on the parchment paper. Okay, I have spread these nice and evenly on my pan. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in my 350-degree oven for about, these are gonna bake for about 9 minutes. All right, our chocolate cookies are done and we've just taken them out of the oven. They look delicious. These cook for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna let these cool on a cooling rack and then we'll go ahead and we'll give them a try. Both of our cookies have cooled a little bit and they're ready to dive in. You can see our chocolate has those chocolate chips right inside. They look nice and soft. And here's our crinkle cookie, and I just love the effect. I just love that look that it has. It's nice and crispy because the sugar has hardened and then caramelized on the top, and it's made that nice pattern. Nice and soft inside. So let's give it a try. So good. Really, really soft, really, really rich, but light. Overall, these are really delicious. All right, let's give the chocolate one. These are good. It's very much like a brownie in cookie form, and the chocolate chips are a nice touch, but you can put anything in here. Nuts would be really good to have that crunch, or white chocolate would be great as well. Thank you again for clicking on today's video and being here today. So like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next time.